I'm about to sit down at the World Series of Poker. Oh my God. Oh my God.
How many cashes today? 3 out of 3?
All of them.
Let's
Three.
go. 3 out of 3. Dude.
First WSOP pot we play, we pick up pocket 10s in early position with 35k in our stack. We open a 1200 in early position, it folds around to a small blind player who's pretty tight, and he 3-bets me to 4800. I'm happy to call and play a pot in position versus this guy, and quite an interesting flop rolls off, ace king 10 rainbow. He down bets to 3000, and I decide just a smooth call as this flop is much better for his range, and we can even be losing to better sets occasionally. Turn is an offsuit 6, and he bets huge now to 1200 with 26k left in our stack. I think a jam or a call are both viable options. This time though, I decide just to call, leaving myself about a third of a pot size bet left. River is an inconsequential 4, and he slows down now and decides to check. Certain I have the best hand at this point, I take a deep breath before putting all of my WSOP chips on the line. I'm all in, and this guy sighs and calls rather quick. I flip it over, and he shows we coolered him with ace king. We've got a healthy stack now. Let's spin this up and find a cash.
We get the full double, very first WSOP event, very first rotation. It was awesome.
All right, we're on the first break. None of us are out yet, but I have a hand. Pocket kings in the low jack. 200, 300, 300, 30k in the stack, we make it 750. Hijack calls, small blind says that's not enough, bumps it to 2400. We've got pocket kings. We're going for that 4-bet, our first 4-bet in the World Series of Poker. Make it 6,000. He calls, off to a flop. You guys already know, what do we not want to see with kings? Flop comes ace, 10, 3, 2 hearts. We don't have the king of hearts. He checks. I'm still gonna c-bet here, we're the 4-better. We have all the aces in our range. I c-bet small, 3,000, about a quarter pot or so. And he comes in for the check raise. I don't remember how big it was, but we let it go. Pain. My patches make me feel cool though. I'm the short stack at my table. Hopefully we can spin it up. Boys are killing it though. Stay tuned.
We've got a stack and pick up pocket 2s in early position. There's a $1,000 open, and I call behind him. We go heads up to a juicy flop of 6-4 deuce rainbow. He bets 1500. I decide to play this one a bit tricky and just call. Turn is a jack and brings in a flush draw. He continues the story for 4,000, and I think it's time to bump this one up. He's got a little over 26,000 left after this bet, so I raise this one up to 11k to set up for a river jam that will be for a bit less than pot. He makes a call, and we see an offsuit queen on the river. He checks it to me, and I stick with the plan, grab a stack of reds and place them in the middle, signaling all in. He doesn't take too much time before deciding to call off for his remaining stack. I flip over the deuces, he shakes his head, pats the table, and says nice game. Let's go.
Here we are in level 4, blind to 300, 500 in the low jack, about to look down at our first World Series of Poker hand, which happens to be pocket aces, the dream, and the action in front of us is wild. Under the gun raises to 1,000, under the gun 2, 3 bets to 2,300 with 43,000 total. The tournament raise sizes are still pretty new to me, pretty small raise from him, and I raised it up to 11,500, which actually was a misclick. I meant to go 6,500, but like I said, new to the tournaments, it folds back to the 3-better who thankfully still gives us action. He calls. We're off to a flop with some super tight ranges, which comes queen, queen, 4. A c-bet for 6,000, which should keep his entire range in, and he makes the call. The turn comes the offsuit 6, completing the rainbow board. We got one of the driest boards possible, and I'm a cold 4-better, so I decide to check it back for deception. The river comes a 9, and he checks to me again. The pot is huge. The range in my hand is either aces or ace king, like the only 2 hands I have here. And I want him to call with jack jack and king king if he has that. I don't want to go for small sizing, so we go for the big one, all in for 26,500. The villain is a younger player with some headphones on. He takes them off to think about this. He's one of the better opponents in the room, and after a long tank, he calls and flips over pocket kings. What a spot. I can't believe he even thought about folding. We double up with aces over kings in our first ever WSOP event. Hey everyone, we got some amazing Vegas vlogs coming out. We got tons of content. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe. And if you want to support the channel, go to nextgenpokershop.com. We got these new purple shirts in stock, baby. You're gonna look fly, look so cool at the poker table. Really helps us out as well. And if you don't want to buy anything, that's okay. We're doing free rolls on the app Club GG. Our ID is 18559. No money involved. We just do free rolls to give away merchandise. So go check us out on there. Let's get back to this amazing vlog.
Walk of shame. Under the gun, +1 open to 3x. We jammed 20 big blinds with pocket jacks. Folds back to him. Didn't think too long before calling with pocket 5s. Flop 6, 7, 8. River 9. I'm sad. You know, I don't usually get sad in cash games. I'm pretty sad right now. But we're gonna go back to the room, chill out, unpack finally, and then hopefully sweat the boys on one of their deep runs. Cheers, guys.
In our second hand of the day, we look down at ace-5 of clubs in the cutoff. We bumped it up to 2,000 over an early position limp. We're playing 400, 800, 800. The button makes the call and the early position limper makes the call. So we're going off to a flop, 3 ways, which comes 2, 4 jack with 2 clubs and a spade. It checks to me. I'm ecstatic, so excited with this flop. I put out a bet of 4,500, which is kind of weird. I mean, just bet 5K, man. Whatever, I'm new to tournaments, and the button, who's not new to tournaments, raises me to 15,000. Folds back to me. I should clearly just go all in here, but I just call, and we're rewarded. The turn is a king of clubs, the nuts. I check to him. He rips it all in. We snap call. He's got the good old Jack 10 offsuit, and he is dead. 100,000 chips coming our way. Gonna enjoy myself stacking up this fat pile of chips. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe for this amazing new footage. Thanks to Club GG and GG Poker for getting that to us. How amazing does this look? Oh my gosh, all the chips. Next hand, let's go. Let's keep things rolling. We got ace-4 of diamonds in the cutoff. Blinds are 1,000, 1,500 now. There's an early position limp. I raise it to 4,500, and early position player makes the call. He was limping a lot here, so it's got a pretty wide range. Flop comes 7, 9, 10. All diamonds. How about that? Flop the nuts. So nice. A lot of people might slow play here. I think that there is so much money in both our stacks that I just want to get the pot bigger. So I bet 3,000 and he makes the call. The turn is the 8 of spades. Very juicy board. Checks to me. I bet 11,500, setting up a river jam. But that doesn't happen because he just rips it all in for 50,000. Again, we snap call with the nuts. He flips over queen jack offsuit for the super straight. Wow, what a cooler for him, but what another great spot for us. We're chipping up well over 100,000 in our stack now. Let's go.
This hand we've got queen 10 of spades in the big blind with 105,000 in our stack. Hijack opens it up to 6,000 and it folds to me. I decided to defend and we head to a flop of 8, 6, 5 with 1 spade. We've got 2 overs, a backdoor flush, and straight draw on a board that should massively favor my range. To take advantage of both those things and take control of the pot, I go for a lead here to 7,000. There will be plenty of turn cards I can continue to barrel on or might even improve. The hijack scratches his head confused but decides to let his cards go and we steal a little pot from him. We've got the ladies in early position with a 40 big blind stack. Our table is both super aggressive and also has quite a bit of small stacks. For those reasons, I go for a limp here to 2,500. If one of those short stacks decides to open up this action, we'll have a rude awakening for him. There's one more limp before an older guy in the hijack raises to 3 big blinds. He's got a 25 big blind stack and it folds to me. Here we go. I go for the limp jam. We're all in and my heart is racing. The limper folds and this dude snap calls. The excitement on his face when it was his turn to act was unmatched from anything I've seen before, and I'm afraid I just ran into it. I flip over the ladies hoping we're either flipping or ahead of a weaker pair, but he shows pocket kings. We're off to a run out as a major underdog and a massive pot that would give me an overwhelming chip lead at the table. Flop comes 10 high, no luck on a 3 turn. This river is for piles of chips. Let's see if we can get lucky. Unfortunately not, and I double this guy up, leaving me extremely short and in desperate need of a double up. After that brutal beat with queens just a few hands ago, blinds are up once again and we're left with 12 big blinds. I'm in early position and peel pocket 9s. Let's go for it here. I'm all in. As I announce my action, the guy to my left literally beats me into the pot with his calling chips. That's not a good sign. Folds around and we are forced to show our hands. He's got the dirty pocket kings once again and has me absolutely dominated. We are off to a run out. Here we go. Thanks. Well, we are bustout. Come on, boys. Hopefully one of us can run deep.
All right, guys, we just finished level 12. This is break number 4. I can't believe it. The other 2 boys, as you just saw, they're out. So it's just me. Start with 200K this level. I have 175K left. Very tough level. The players are getting good. A lot of pros on my table, a couple like newbies, but I feel like a newbie. It's my first World Series ever. We're praying things are gonna go better after dinner break. We're gonna take 75 minutes off and get back in the action right now.
Jack and I are out. We're dropping our kid off at school to ship the tournament.
It's been smooth sailing so far for us, but things are about to get a lot more difficult as we look down at Pocket Jacks, the most difficult hand to play, with 165,000 in our stack, and the blinds are 3K, 6K, 6K. There's an early position raise to 13,000, and here, I think I could just flat. I think that's actually a totally viable play, but I 3-bet here to 36,000, and under the gun 2, when it folds back to him, goes into the tank for probably 2 full minutes, and makes the call. So definitely like is in my mind, I'm thinking, what is he thinking so long about? Flop comes King 2-5 Rainbow. I'm probably gonna c-bet small, but I actually don't get the option. U2 leads for 50,000, which is a huge bet, almost half of my stack, and that's basically committing him all in. So I feel like the only real decision here is to fold. I would have loved to flat here and save myself the extra 25,000 or so chips, but I think the 3-bet was a fine play as well, and given the action that he did, he probably had ace king.
1,151 people make the money. We're at 1,300 people remaining. I'm moving tables for the first time ever. Still have 11 bigs. Still with the dream. Let's go. Not that many chips.
Let me set the scene for you guys real quick. We are 50 to 100 away from the money. In our first ever World Series of Poker event, we might get our first ever cash. The boys have already been eliminated. I've got 5 big blinds. 5 big blinds. And look down at pocket 10s in the hijack. I'm not worried about the main cash as I'm trying to win this tournament. I go all in. And the cutoff quickly snap rips it all in. So we're just hating life. I mean, guys, no one ever snap rips all in as a bluff, even though we had 5 bigs. So how are we looking against this opponent's hands? He's got pocket kings. Oh my gosh. We've been playing poker for 13 hours and we have an 80% chance of going home minus $400. Let's head off to a flop, which comes 10, whatever. I don't even remember. I flopped a 10. Turn was clean. River was clean. Let's go to my live reaction as we do end up making the money in this tournament after that huge suck out.
What a sweat with pocket 10s. Let's go. 50 away from the money. I stood up. I was acting like the tournament was over. It's surely not. I just had my first ever cash and my first ever series event. Looks like we're 18 minutes away from day 2. We're gonna go back and win this whole thing. Let's go.
Congratulations, you earned the money.
Jack and I decided to late reg the $200 nightly deep stack event because we have the tourney bug. We make use of the free drinks in Vegas and try to spin this up. We immediately get screwed after running up a slight stack as our ace king of spades meets pocket aces for a pre-flop all in. Can we bink? 4, 7, 4 no spades, 4 on the turn, 6 on the river, leaves us in shambles. Not out, but in shambles. We continue to battle and soon find ourselves 9 away from the money, with both me and Jack still in. There's over $8,000 up top, which is so sick. Jack is forced to get it in short with a cutoff shove holding king 5 of hearts, and he is called by pocket 5s. He's gonna need some help to keep the dream alive. Flop comes ace jack 9 with no hearts, and the case 5 on the turn seals Jack's fate. So it's now our turn to put our tourney life on the line. Short stacked, we do find a spot. It's an amazing one. We've got pocket jacks versus pocket nines. Here we go. Flop comes ace 7-3, 4, 7. Let's go. We score the double up. Now let's get to that bubble burst. We're now hand for hand in the nightly, going for that first WSOP cash on our first day of the trip. Here we go. We're on the bubble, but I have to pee. I'm sorry. I know you guys have been there, so I might miss one hand, but hopefully we'll still be able to cash. Woohoo! In the money! Oh my God. On a break, we're running again. Because I'm starving and I have a Jersey Mike's sandwich, leftovers in my fridge. Got 14 minutes to make it to Bally's and back from Paris. 30 minutes left. Or sorry, 30 entrants left. Let's see if we can do it. We fueled up with the late night Jersey Mike's. Now let's ship this thing. There were 254 entries and now there's less than 35. We get it all in again. Ace King versus King Jack. Let's go. A dream spot. Let's head to the run out. It comes. Ace Deuce 7. Queen on the turn. Don't do it, dealer. No 10, no 10. It's a 9. We knock a player out and now we've built kind of a massive stack. We get down to the final 3 tables in the final 25 of this tournament and we get it all in again. Pocket 9s versus pocket 7s. Let's go. These nightly tournaments are very fast paced. So many all-ins as you can see. But we're getting in some pretty good spots here. Can we hold? Oh. Pain and sorrow. The 7 in the window leaves us with absolute crumbs. We end up having to shove 2 big blinds and we lose. We're sent to the payout cage in 17th place out of over 250 people. A $450 cash is what we receive, and we will take it. What a roller coaster first day in Vegas.
The room is electric. Day 1 officially ended. You guys are gonna have to watch the next vlog to see what happens in day 2 as I am gonna go get some sleep. We only got like 7 hours to go to bed, reload, and get refreshed the next day. Like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll catch you in the next episode, part 2. Peace.
By now you've realized that Frank the Bank has made day 2 of the Colossus an absolute legend. He's in the money, but technically, I've gotten Next Gen's first WSOP cash because I got in the money and then got out before Frankie did. So, not necessarily a title that deserves all the bragging rights, but cool tidbit. But now, let's have Frankie just ship the thing. Why not? Cheers, guys.